of November, early December, and I spent almost $200,000 to be there. And all a virtual event is, you get a landing page. So if your landing page copy is terrible, you're never going to convert anyone. You're never going to drive anyone there. On top of that, when there's so many other vendors that are trying to basically fight for their spot, and everyone has a landing page, it's nothing that separates people from other people. Like when you're at an in-person trade show, it's like, how do you even drive people to your landing page at that point? It's basically a write-off from that piece of it. And my whole focus was, okay, if we're going to do that, why don't we focus on booking demos? So I literally set up a drift bot, and I said, all right, let's give people a free t-shirt. Engineers, developers, they love free t-shirts. So I had one design. I said, book a 15-minute demo with us. I'll give you a free t-shirt. We actually booked 167 demos from that. And we've converted off of that. That had nothing to do with AWS specifically. That was something that we came up with on our own. And it's just, it goes to show that like a lot of these companies that are hosting virtual trade shows, they haven't figured it out yet. They're just like everyone else. It's like, how do you figure out, from a sponsorship perspective, what things should look like? How do you figure out logistics? And then you've got like the whole vendor piece of it, like what platform are these companies running on? Because I think that plays a big piece of it too. But at the end of the day, they're still useless.
Yeah, I mean, so I had one statement, but I want to go into this. So 167 demos. Like, I think demos, especially like demo booked, doesn't mean a lot, right? Especially coming from a virtual event, like typically low and could be low intent. Like, did it work? Like, you don't have to give me exact numbers, but we'd love to hear a little bit more about that. And you said it wasn't directly attributed to the event. So for the listeners, I'd love to hear about like how, if you could have done that just on your own without spending the 200K on the event, like could people have done it that way without wasting the money on the event?
Yeah, absolutely. So it actually did work. So we've actually driven, I mean, what are we in mid-January almost? And we've actually already closed about 10 deals specifically from those demos. And I mean, for us, we have a mid-market sales team. We have an enterprise sales team. So obviously the sales cycle is going to take a little bit longer, but we are closing a lot of these SMB deals specifically from that. And it's not going to pay yet enough for the total event, but all we did was create a landing page on our own website that was branched off into the re-event. So we were feeding people to that, and we used Drift for that. So it wasn't even like we were pushing people through the sponsor portal. And when I think about it more, like we probably could have cut that money and just really redirected people, and probably saved ourselves a good amount of money. And then, you look at it, it's like, whoa, I crushed the ROI.